Our special guest today here on the riverfront porch for Second Beat is Aaron Cabott Jones, a regular performer in Second Life. He is a singer, songwriter, and guitar player and has published the album The Adventures of Aaron Cabott Jones. Welcome, Aaron.
Thank you. Good to be here.
How did you get your start in music?
I think like a lot of people, from the generation I came from anyway, I'm dating myself severely here. I saw the Beatles. I could sing before that, but, when I saw them, I was like, oh, this is how you do it. And so, I kept going, but I think when, it got serious when I got into my, I think, later adolescence. Went to a radio station and started digging through the dumpster because they were still spinning vinyl back then, and started hanging out with the DJs, and I realized they were throwing out all these 45s that had gone through their play cycle, so I was taking records home by the Beatles and the Stones and Sly and the Family Stone and Cream and all that, and drums were my first instrument, so that's what I had built a makeshift drum kit out of coffee cans, so I started beating on those things, playing along with these records,
That's outstanding. I can't believe they threw records out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots of them.
That's
Lots
shocking.
of them.
Wow.
The dumpster was a treasure chest.
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's remarkable. And so you would say your biggest musical influences would be the Beatles and the Stones and all the classic great rockers.
Well, I learned songwriting, I think, from the Beatles, really, because I would just put on my headphones and listen to them incessantly, especially after I got into a fight with my mother. I'd go upstairs and put my headphones on and hide in my Beatle records, But I was really listened very closely to their song structure and just the way they did stuff, So, yeah. Yeah, they were definitely chief among my influences for sure. Tom Petty was another one. Learned a lot from him.
Did you receive any special training musically?
No. I was self-taught. I started playing guitar after my lead guitar player. I was in a high school band, and Jim, just the coolest guy you met at that time. It's hard to meet good friends when you're that young, really good friends that treat you well. And Jim was 2 years older, a year older than me, and was the lead guitar player, and he was killed in a train car accident, and his parents gifted me his guitar, so I committed to learning to play that guitar come hell or high water. So that's really what sent me down the road to writing songs and playing an instrument. Playing guitar was that whole thing. That was the catalyst, really.
And that guitar was a green 1963 Fender Music Master.
Yeah, I still have it.
You still have it. Do you still play it, or is it more like?
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, it's on The Adventures of Aaron Cabott Jones. It's featured on Yes BS actually on that song.
Outstanding.
Yeah, and I'm working on a new single right now, and it's featured prominently on that song too.
Okay, all right. And how often do you perform in Second Life?
Oh, geez, about almost 5-6 nights a week.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Tonight will be my 100th show on the grid since I started.
I can't wait to see it. And where will you be performing?
Neon Moon.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. That'll be a new venue for me.
Yeah, it's a good place. They feature a lot of different genres.
Did you perform in real life or First Life also?
Yeah, for years and years I did. And I played in clubs for the longest time, but since the kind of the digital revolution has happened, it's made it a little more difficult to really connect with an audience. So this has kind of restored that for me, to really be able to connect with people in a live venue, because we're in this subculture called Second Life here, but it's real people nonetheless, and so I really have been enjoying that, making that connection and meeting new people.
Absolutely outstanding. And how did you hear about Second Life, and what caused you to actually join it, and when did you decide to start performing in Second Life?
Oh, gee. Well, I heard about Second Life on NPR, actually. It was an interview with, I don't know if it was, it may have been a writer or somebody back then, 2003. And they were, talking about everything you can do here. And, of course, it just started, And so I was curious. I was kind of into games at the time, any, gamer. So I came and checked it out, and I just couldn't connect to it at all. I mean, it was just hard back then. So I left and came back for 12 years later. and this time it worked.
So about 2015?
Yeah.
Okay. And then did you just jump on the proverbial bandwagon and just start playing? Or, did you hook up to the...
No, that didn't happen till just February this year.
Oh, excellent.
And I started flying and, getting into the other things, exploring and all that. I wasn't here a whole lot, but when I realized you could play here, you could perform here, I was, I jumped in with both feet.
Did you get help from any of the other musicians?
Actually, I'll tell you what happened is I was looking around. I didn't understand how it worked, and the information on YouTube and all that was just so sparse. You really kind of it was frustrating trying to find out how you get plugged in to play here, So I, learned as much as I could that way, and then I was wandering around, went to an open mic here literally stumbled into, and this wonderful, wonderful girl named Candy Summerwind. I was at this, what was it called? The O Lounge is what it was called, the O Lounge. So I went there, and Candy was gracious enough to ask me if I was going to sing, or did I sing, and did I want to sing. And I was, to be quite honest with you, I was a little shy, I was like, I don't know. It's been years since I'd performed in any venue, whether it was, virtual or live. And so, no, I just told what I was doing. I wanted to try to get my stream going. Well, she took me to another area where nobody was playing. There was nobody there. Nobody was singing. And she said, taught me how to plug my stream in, how to connect, and tested it out with me, showed me how to get it done, and I'll never forget that. That was so nice. So, yeah, she was cool. The very next night, or a couple nights later, I started thinking, well, maybe I should get a manager, and some of the managers I bumped into weren't really too interested in me. So I looked up Candy again, and she says, I know a manager, and he's going to be done with the show in about 10 minutes. So I waited around, and she introduced me to Bad. And she said, well, his name's Bad. And I was thinking, well, I wonder if that's a good thing. Bad. Okay, So he listened to some cuts off my record and said, we'll give you a try. We'll start you out in open mics and see how you do. And so I got really lucky. He's an excellent manager, and was just really interested in getting me started, getting me going, getting me out there.
That's wonderful. And
I'm sorry that was a long answer, but
no, that's great. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear your story. Everybody wants to hear your story. So that's a common. That's why I asked you that question. That's a common theme I'm discovering is when I ask people how they got their start. It's generally because someone else here showed them the ropes. Because it's like you say, there's not like a tutorial really out there, and it's more like musicians helping musicians, to
yeah.
get. And I love that. I love that part. The whole community effort that is here in Second Life. It's just really outstanding.
Yeah. So that was really cool. And Am Forte, another performer here, she helped me out. She helped me figure out how to turn my lindens into real dollars and stuff. It's been really cool. It's always somebody that takes a little interest in you, and some club owners have really helped me out a lot. Kat at Love Cats and My Maria at Neon Moon have taken a real interest and really helped me give me a leg up. And Serenity Gardens, Isla Wild, which is another one, really helped me out.
That's a lovely venue.
Serenity Gardens is awesome. CC, the other CC and Maven, they're also managed by Bad. They really helped me out a lot. Just talked me through a lot of stuff, what to expect. Yeah. So it's, it was. I really think I was lucky. I was really fortunate because I didn't have to wade through a lot of stuff. It's like all of a sudden these people just popped up and I could do this. So it was really. I'm grateful. Really am.
Where are you from in the world?
Philadelphia.
All right.
I was from a Midwest town. I'm from Toledo, Ohio, originally. So then moved out here eons ago. You couldn't buy a job, so I came out here and been here ever since.
Have you met Sarah Marie Philly?
Sarah Marie, what now?
Sarah Marie Philly, like Philadelphia. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a great singer, but she's from.
Oh! I'm sorry, I didn't know you were talking about a singer.
Yeah.
I haven't heard her yet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, she's from Philadelphia. She's a great singer.
Okay.
You could possibly meet up in real life and do some work together.
Oh yeah. I haven't even met her, so.
Do you ever dual stream with other artists in Second Life?
I haven't done that yet. I have no clue how to do it. I got the one stream thing down, but I haven't figured that out yet. Maven and I have been talking about doing some duets together.
You and who, please?
Maven.
Oh, okay. I don't know that performer. I'll have to check them out. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a learning curve with the dual streaming also.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, so I gotta get up to speed on that stuff.
You're learning while you're running.
Pretty much, yeah. And it went from walking to running pretty quickly.
Did you know that Second Life musicians get together on a fairly regular basis and jam?
I did actually. Kat was telling me about that. They do a Second Life jam, and the last one they had was in Toronto, I think, or I know it was in Canada somewhere. I
Yeah,
think it was in Toronto.
yeah. I think,
Max was there, Max Clean, and some other guys.
yeah, oh yeah, about 50, different performers show up. They actually have
You were there. Okay.
no, I just follow them online on YouTube and the live streams, and I talk
Oh,
to
okay.
people. Yeah, and they actually have these things worldwide, believe it or not.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So what styles of guitar do you play, and do you still play other instruments when you play in life, or just strictly guitar?
Just guitar. I learned piano and bass and drums, but guitar is my main instrument, and so I concentrate on, and unless I'm recording, when I record, then I play a lot of the other instruments unless there's something I really just can't do well. So I'll get someone. Or now at this point, I mean, where I live, I can't really have a drum kit, because it's just too noisy. So I'll program the drums, and do it that way.
So when you do cover songs, is it all your own tracks, or do you use backing tracks?
It's
Also?
a combination. Sometimes I'll do tracks, or I'll break them down and add parts. Sometimes I'll add them if I think the track is weak. I'll redo parts myself, and do that. Sometimes if the track is good enough, I'll just use the straight track. But I found that people really, really love live music in here. I'm just amazed. I'm just absolutely blown away.
Me too. Absolutely, absolutely. And so you play both acoustic style and electric guitars?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to feature more live guitar in the near future.
Well, I think that's what I had heard when I heard you play over at Serenity Gardens. It seemed like it was all live guitar, and it was a very rocking show. A lot of energy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I get pretty wound up. I get nervous, and I just can't shake that. I've never been able to shake. I think if somebody doesn't get a little nervous before they play, I think something's, well, just for me personally, I can't shake it. So the whole time I'm quote unquote up there, I'm pretty wound up.
You're in good company with that. Just about everyone I've spoken to has that same kind of experience. But you just got to start, and then after you start, then you feel better and you're having fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. You just start, and actually, Tom Petty once said, they asked him if he still got nervous. He says, absolutely. And this is 2 or 3 years ago. He was asked this question, and he said, oh yeah. He goes, if you're not a little nervous doing this, he goes, something's not plugged in.
And he's a superstar who performed for decades, album after album, and performed all over the world, and he still got nervous before. Yeah.
Still got nervous, so yeah, so I get nervous. I was nervous before our interview here today, and so it's just something I just can't. I just don't, So it just kind of drives what I do when I start performing,
Absolutely. But it's really good to like they say, feel the fear, but do it anyway, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's a pretty good description.
So, what would you like to say about your Second Life music experience so far? And what would you like to say to your
Well, first of all, I would just want to thank everybody for coming to the shows, and the audience has been growing recently, and that's an amazing feeling, because they like what you're doing, and it's just really an awesome feeling. So thank you. I hope you continue to like what I'm doing and like the original music. That I have some more original stuff coming out soon. So I hope you'll dial in and enjoy that too. So the support has really been amazing, and it's growing. And so thank you.
Would you be willing to perform a song here on Second Beat for us today?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining us here on Second Beat. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Aaron Cabott Jones performing live.
Okay, yeah, this song is "Wish Upon a Starfish" off my album "The Adventures of Aaron Cabott Jones," and I hope you enjoy it. The record is a collection of songs I've had around for quite some time and never released, so it's really a pleasure for me to bring this to you. And so I hope you enjoy it. It's called "Wish Upon a Starfish." I'd really like to hold her hand, relieve the stress of loneliness. I'd really like to play the part of leading man and fill her arms. I don't know who she is, but I'd really like to know her name. Pretty eyes had to match, sunny smile will laugh a while. Maybe walk along the beach, we'll chase the waves and watch the day go by. Building castles in the sand, wish upon a starfish in the sea. Believe that prayers come true, so I know that I'll be seeing you. La da 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 da. We'll watch the day go by, building castles in the sand, wish upon a starfish in the sea. I know that prayers come true, so I know that I'll be seeing you. So I'd like to hold her hand, relieve the stress of loneliness, and I'd like to play the part of leading man and fill her. All right. This next song is called "You Better Watch Out." It's also from my album, The Adventures of Aaron Cabott Jones, and you can check those on Spotify as well. And So I hope you like it. Yes, it's called You Better Watch Out. Better watch out. How you're lying, words are gonna bring you down. Better watch out now. How you're lying, words are gonna bring you down. And all your dirty money, it ain't gonna save the day when they take you out. Yeah, yeah, you're a big man. And all your pretty houses are made of glass. You're a big man now. And all your pretty houses are made of glass. When those rocks come rolling, they're gonna tear them down with a big smash. Yeah, yeah. Well, the color of your dreams must be crimson red. Thought you were the savior, you're a nightmare instead. You better watch out now. Hey, you better watch out. 'Cause all your dirty money ain't gonna save the day when they take you out. Yeah, yeah, right, right. All right. Hey. Well, the color of your dreams must be crimson red. Thought you were the savior, you're a nightmare instead. You better watch out now. Hey, you better watch out. 'Cause all your dirty money ain't gonna save the day. All right, yeah, this next song is called Chewing on the Bone. It's also from my album, The Adventures of Aaron Cabott Jones. And so, Apollo, I just want to thank you for having me over and having a little chat and asking me to play for you. So, all right, we'll just get right into this. This is called Chewing on the Bone from my album, The Adventures of Aaron Cabott Jones. Yeah. Dip it in blood, load your gun, shoot the truth, you're bound to fool someone. 'Cause you told a lie so big, your cronies ate the pig, now they're chewing on the bone. The statues in your head are monuments to the dead. Tried to keep us all in chains. They tried to keep us all in chains. Watch the news, hashtag you. Fame has reached the limit. You're over 15 minutes. 'Cause you told a lie so big, your cronies ate the pig. Now they're chewing on the bone. The statues in your head are monuments to the dead. They tried to keep us all in chains. They tried to keep us all in chains. Yeah. They tried to keep us all in chains. Oh, look out. Ever gonna? Are you trying to kill the dreamers too? Well, here's a clue. The red, white, and blue. And just like Bruce, you wanna kill the truth. But what Lincoln said lives on instead. Fixing a hole in the ozone, like trying to cure Uncle Sam's blues. What you gonna do with the dreamer?